Hey everyone, welcome back to Heart with Abyss. Today I'm creating a frozen sanctuary built around an ancient gate, hidden between towering rocky spikes. It all begins with the first cut into foam, and from here the world slowly reveals itself. As I carve into this HEF foam, I imagine how these massive spikes might have been formed. Not shaped by people, but by the violent force that tore open the land and pushed the stone upwards. I break away layers to let the shapes form naturally, giving each spike a sense of weight and age. The small fractures and weathering lines were added using different kinds of clay sculpting tools to resemble the marks of frost that's clung to this place for centuries, slowly carving away the hard rocks. To finish the texture, I strike the surface with a real rock. It gives the foam that raw, ancient feel. When placing the spikes into the base using fast-drying wood glue, they were heavier and more stubborn than expected. So I anchor them with cocktail sticks off camera, letting them lock into the base of the diorama. If you enjoy seeing these worlds come to life, feel free to subscribe, like and leave a comment. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you for watching. With the spikes in place, I begin working on the gate that stands at the entrance of the sanctuary. The first step is cutting a rectangular block of XPS foam. This will become the gateway itself. Once I have that block, I look at the surrounding spikes and start carving away sections of the rocks so the gate will sit perfectly between them. I start preparing a resting place in the stone, making sure the gateway feels naturally embedded in the landscape. After the space is shaped, I bring in the gate template, a piece I once got as an extra from shifting lands, and trace its silhouette onto the XPS foam block. I cut the shape out, giving the entrance its distinct outline. With the design finished, I glue the gateway into the space I carved earlier, letting it slot into the formation as if it's been held there by centuries of frost and pressure. To reinforce the structure, I add large straight stone beams around it, solid supporting elements to make the gate feel intentional, ancient, and built to endure. To pull everything together, I cover the entire piece with a coat of Mod Podge mixed with black paint. It hardens the foam and gives the whole landscape a unified base. When the base coat has dried, I bring in the gold. A layer of grey spreads across the spikes using my airbrush. Then lighter grey and white along the tops where frost would cling. Deep inside the cracks and the belly of the rocks, I spray a dark icy blue, adding depth and that feeling of endless gold. At this point, the sanctuary starts looking like it belongs in a land where winter never ends. To add real frost, I mix Mod Podge sparkle, woodland scenics, soft flake snow, and some glue into a thick snowy paste. Just thick enough that it would slowly drip off the mixing stick. I spread this mixture across the ground and the tops of the spikes, following the way real snow settles over time. using some reference pictures of real-life snowy rocks. Then I sprinkle more flakes on top of the still wet mixture to make it softer and look more like just fallen snow. I add small pine trees as simple Christmas decorations, trimmed to size and covered with a bit of snow. They become hardy survivors in this frozen landscape. They also help show just how massive the spikes and gates really are. Next, I paint the guardian of the sanctuary, a chromatic white dragon from Rescale Miniatures. Present fits perfectly with the legend surrounding this place. As I paint, the story behind this frozen circle becomes clear. In these lands lies a strange and impossible landscape. A wide circle of towering sharp rock formations pushed up from the earth as if by some violent force. Air here is buttery cold, coated in frost that never melts. Yet this place doesn't belong to the frozen north. It lies far to the west, where the world is warm, bright and full of green life. A place like this should never exist. Old stories claim that long ago, a powerful creature fell from the sky. Its blood rained down in a deadly storm, killing every living thing in an instant. A sheet of frost spread outward, freezing the land and locking it in a winter that never left. When the creature struck the ground, the impact was so tremendous that it forced these giant rocks backwards, forming a natural barrier around the site. For centuries people believed that was where the story ended. A strange crash, a frozen scar on the world, and nothing more. The explorers who ventured too close told a different tale. They spoke of a new life growing in the frost, plants that should not survive, and giant creatures roaming the circle as if they were protecting something. And deep within the cold, hidden far within the skeleton of whatever fell here, they say its heart still beats. Thank you for watching the video. And now, on to the final product.